everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Candice Mimi. Thank you so much for stopping by. So thank you for tuning back into my channel. I did have a plan to continue the self-awareness journey conversation with you, but I don't feel right about not at least pausing just to say something. Racial discrimination is real. We experience it in different levels, in different ways, on our jobs, on the street, on the bus, at traffic lights, everywhere, and it's real. So to anybody that may watch this video that is not a person of color, that thinks that we're making a big deal out of nothing, then I appreciate your opinion, but I completely disagree. You have the right to your opinion. That's your fundamental human right. I have the right to my opinion. That's my fundamental human right. You have the right to live, and so do I. So did George Floyd. Nobody should have their life taken from them without, I don't believe in the death penalty, so at all. But if you are in a place, in a state, in a country where that is allowed, then there is process. There is due process. Outside of that, we have nothing and we are nothing. So at the very least, he did not deserve to be killed on the street without a conviction, without a trial, without dignity. So what I wanted to say to anybody that's watching this video is keep breathing. The murder of George Floyd should not be in vain. He was asphyxiated. He was prevented from his fundamental right to breathe air, and he has transitioned. So whilst we are still here, we must keep breathing. We are going through a mass global trauma. Black people, non-black people, everybody, the human race are experiencing a mass trauma right now. With the convergence of the pandemic and the pandemic of racial discrimination that has been going on for a very long time against various cultures. We're seeing more videos than ever before. We're seeing more flagrant flouting of the basic right to life. It's been going on, let's be honest, but as we are going through this mass trauma, mental health is suffering. Emotional health is suffering. Physical health is suffering as a result of mental and emotional diseases. So if you're interested to hear just a few things that you can do, then keep watching. Number one is to protect your peace. Put really plainly, you have to protect what you see and what you hear. We are in the information age. There are videos, there is information everywhere, raw, unfiltered, unedited violence and sadness and darkness, and it's going to be there all day whether you read it or not. So you have to be selective about what you expose yourself to. So what am I saying? Yes, I'm saying take breaks from media, social media, the news. Take breaks where you can feel how you want to feel and not be inundated with layers upon layers of trauma and drama and sadness and questions and conspiracies. That doesn't help you. You may feel informed. Your brain may be feeling satisfied that you know more, but don't underestimate the impact on your emotions that may come out now or later. And that's not just for you, it's for your family too. Ways for you to confront your emotions, confront where you're at now. I've talked about it in previous videos about self-care, journaling. There's audio journals, you know, sometimes if you don't necessarily want to write, just record a voice note, say exactly what you think, unfiltered, listen back, you know, think about what you're really feeling and deal with it. Because if you don't deal with it now, somebody will bear the brunt of your resentment. It could be your child, it could be your spouse, it could be somebody on the street that doesn't even know you, somebody in the supermarket that failed to walk 2 meters apart. Deal with your emotions, deal with your mindset and protect it. I know I sound really dogmatic, but I'm saying this as somebody that has battled with mental health difficulties in the past. I know what it's like to become somebody that you don't even recognize anymore because you're so angry and hurt. And the anger and the hurt that we're seeing now, we will absorb it. We are absorbing it. So I know, I understand. No. Number 2 is get some perspective. For us to get through this, we need to have some understanding, because ignorance is dangerous. It's like this girl's parents are saying to her while she's recording on Instagram, and her parents are saying, spouting all kinds of ignorance, nonsense, things that don't even make sense about black people. What I would suggest, my recommendation, is that we educate ourselves, read books, read articles. There are black people and white people, I said black people first, that do not understand the origins, the development and the abolition of the slave trade. They have no clue why black people are allowed to walk free now. They don't know how we got here, the fights that we had to fight to be here. Read books. I'm reading essays, I'm reading books, I'm listening to videos to make sure that I'm not erring or going on assumptions. Just because my skin is black doesn't give me the right to spout nonsense. I need to be educated. If you only have friends that look like you, what do you really know about other cultures? But we have assumptions and we have prejudice, but what do we really know about other cultures? It's just a question. We need to empathize, because when we are educated about other cultures, when we expose ourselves to other cultures, we can empathize with other cultures. That girl's parents could not empathize with us one bit because they had no education, they had a miseducation, and they had no exposure, because I can almost guarantee you that they don't have a single black friend. And when we empathize, then we can embrace. And just a side note, this is the part that does get me a bit irritated, so I'm just going to say it. Don't just embrace what you like about our culture until you have been educated, you have, exposed yourself genuinely. Don't just see me on the street, but come and sit with me. And until you have empathized, until you have put yourself in my shoes, then don't just embrace my locks, my braids, my body shape. I'm just saying. Number 3 is get some purpose. Put something into action. God forbid that we have all this sound, I'm not going to call it noise, we have all this sound and action and emotion and there is no change. History will judge us if there is no change after this period in time. So what does that mean? There are organizations that have been fighting the fight for racial equality for years. Not everybody knows about them. I didn't necessarily know about many of them because I guess on some level I thought that being black was enough, and it's not. Being black is not enough. Doing makes change. So plug into an organization. There's organizations out there that want to educate and make sure that black people in the black community have opportunities, and there are organizations that want to educate non-black communities on the opportunities that black people need and are desiring. So they're out there. Go and look for them. Don't just put in a Google search and then get tired. Go and look for them, call them. Black Boys Can, the Black Curriculum. There are people out there that have been fighting this fight. If you see somebody that's talking sense on Instagram, on Facebook, DM them, contact them. How do I get involved? That goes for black people and white people. It's for all of us. Write to your MP and tell them what you feel and ask them to reply. Don't just send them a rant and then be like, well, cool, they're not going to do anything about it anyway. That's not communication, that's not change. I want to thank you so much for watching this video. I want to thank you for stopping by. It may not be comfortable and maybe you don't like me as much after you watch this video. That's a shame. But I hope that you will hear my heart. I hope that you will hear my pain and my strong desire for us to get together and do something different. To get something we've never got, we must do something we've never done. So if you like this video, please like it, comment, let me know what you're thinking. If you completely disagree with me, I still want to hear from you. I want to hear what you think is right, why you think I'm wrong, or why you think the response that's happening right now is wrong. I replied to somebody on YouTube last night and I wasn't trying to be disrespectful, but the ignorance was heartbreaking. But I still need to hear it, because if I don't know that you're ignorant, then I can't help you. And if I don't know that I'm ignorant, then you can't help me. So we have to talk. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share. Thank you for everybody that has subscribed, for sticking with me, for coming on this journey. And I am really, really grateful. I will see you again next week.